5 News This Morning starts now.
How local food banks are preparing for more demand as the government shutdown enters its 16th day.
And the next couple of mornings here are going to be pretty warm, but then look at Sunday and beyond. Notice those low temperatures down to the 40s, northwest Arkansas, upper 40s and low 50s for the most part in the River Valley. Fall is going to return, but with it comes a chance of strong severe storms on Saturday. We'll talk more about that coming up.
Plus, a new senior center in Springdale. 5 News reporter joins us live with a look at the facility.
But first, a live look outside in Fayetteville this morning. Good morning to you there. It looks like they're already getting started on those Christmas lights. This is going to be our first year to get to check out the downtown Fayetteville Christmas lights. They're insane. Highly recommend, but it just goes to show you how much work they put into it if it's October and we're already getting them up, right? But one thing's for sure, Danny, not feeling like Christmas weather.
No, so not feeling like Christmas, not even feeling like Halloween or even early October, right? We're seeing temperatures that have been pretty steady, that are feeling like late summer. I mean, high temperatures have been in the 80s pretty much all month, and today will be no exception. Now, morning lows this morning are a little bit cooler than yesterday. You see, for the most part, we're in the low 60s, but many are also in the mid 50s. You can see 53 in Fayetteville, upper 50s in Huntsville and Eureka Springs, mid 50s there down in the southern and eastern portions of the River Valley. So even a little bit cooler yet this morning than yesterday morning, about 3 to 5 degrees for the most part cooler than this time yesterday. So you might notice again a little bit more of a kind of chill, we'll say, in the air. But as I mentioned, that's going to warm up tonight and then even Saturday morning as well. Now, when you do wake up, we're going to see plenty of clear skies, and once that sun does rise in the next hour, we're going to see plenty of sunshine. Sitting after the bus stop, things are going to be clear and pleasant. Temperature, we'll say around 60s, just kind of meet in the middle for many areas. By recess or lunchtime, we'll see a few clouds, temperatures in the 70s, and then more cloud cover building in as you're heading home. Temperatures will be in the 80s, and it's going to be quiet the next couple of days through Friday. It's going to be quiet, but on Saturday, that's where we'll see that potential for severe weather, and then once that cold front moves through, we'll have fall officially arrive for us. But we'll talk more about that severe weather chance coming up in your full forecast. For now, take a live look at traffic on this Thursday morning. Take a live look in the Elma area along I-40 at Highway 71. Good morning to you there. Traffic moving smoothly so far this morning. You can see that orange trying to peak out there. Again, that sun not rising for about another hour, but you'll have more on that severe weather potential coming up in the next 15 minutes. Emily and Tiffany.
All right, thanks for that, Danny. Well, a new lawsuit filed in Little Rock is raising questions about the limits of free speech protections for government workers.
Lana Joy Gray, a former Arkansas Department of Health employee, is suing the state after she was fired for social media comments regarding the death of Charlie Kirk. 5 News reporter Bo Russell has more.
Your employer is the government or any government entity or, stationed through the government. That's when it gets tricky, because that is specifically what the First Amendment is to protect the government trying to censor any kind of free speech.
Lana Gray is claiming her termination from the ADH was unconstitutional retaliation for her online comments on Charlie Kirk, and she isn't the only one facing backlash for sharing opinions. Just recently, Jimmy Kimmel made headlines after being taken off the air before he could comment on Kirk.
I couldn't say anything. I just had to sit quiet.
This censorship of Kimmel raises concerns for legal experts.
There was no problem with ABC firing him. They are a private company. The problem with that was when the FCC chair, who is a government entity, is trying to filter him for his political speech. That was the problem.
Rose is referring to the Federal Communications Commission chair, Brendan Carr, who has been alleged to have pressured networks into censoring their content.
Look, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. These companies can find ways to change conduct, to take action, or there's going to be additional work for the FCC ahead.
Back here in Arkansas, Fort Smith Board of Directors member Andre Good faced criticism recently after his decision to step out during a moment of silence for Kirk in September. However, on Tuesday, he was met with a different response.
I want to say thank you folks for being here, not only in support of me, but in support of all of our rights. Thank you.
Returning to the lawsuit filed in Little Rock, attorney Adam Rose says this could be a complicated case.
To me, that sounds like a court case. That sounds like a court case because, again, she is a government employee, so being able to speak your political views, your political opinions, no matter how bad they are or what they are, you're supposed to be allowed to have that ability to do so.
Developing this morning, Sallisaw Public School says it's investigating an incident that happened during a game at recess on Tuesday.
The school superintendent tells us that it happened at Eastside Elementary School. However, he didn't go into detail because it is an active investigation and involves children. 5 News has gotten several messages from concerned parents. Right now, we're working to confirm exactly what's being investigated and what agencies are involved.
Superintendent Steve Barrett says the school district has followed all protocols, including bringing in outside entities to help investigate. Barrett also says any long-term suspensions will happen after the investigation is complete. 5 News has also reached out to Sallisaw Police Chief Terry Franklin, who referred us to school police. We've also reached out to District 27 Attorney Jack Thorpe, who did not share any information. The bodies of 2 more hostages are back in Israel this morning. Hamas says they've now returned all remains the terrorist group could recover. Israel resumed preps to get much needed aid supplies into Gaza only after those bodies were returned. The remains of 19 other people are still somewhere in Gaza, including 2 Americans. Returning all hostages, including bodies, is a cornerstone of the Gaza peace plan. The Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry confirms it has received 45 Palestinian bodies from Israel. Meanwhile, part of President Trump's 20-point plan is getting weapons out of the hands of Hamas.
It's not only that we get the hostages out without getting our military out, but that we would subsequently have both demilitarization and disarmament.
Since the start of the ceasefire, Hamas has rejected calls to disarm. Right now, there is no set governance in Gaza.
Well, this morning, the U.S. Senate is set to vote for a 10th time on funding bills to reopen the federal government. This as the shutdown stretches into day 16. A federal judge has temporarily blocked the Trump administration from firing Fed employees during the stalemate, saying the move appears to be politically motivated and likely illegal. 4,000 government workers have already received layoff notices. Meanwhile, President Trump has ordered the Pentagon to pay service members, likely using unspent Defense Department funds. FBI Director Kash Patel says the FBI agents will also be paid during the shutdown, though he didn't say where the funds will be coming from.
Arkansas now ranks #1 in the nation for food insecurity. Local food banks say they're preparing for even more demand with the federal government shutdown now underway. The River Valley Regional Food Bank supplies 140 pantries across 8 counties, distributing up to 22 million pounds of food each year. With uncertainty around SNAP benefits, they've reached out to Feeding America to bring in extra supplies and support the local families in need.
I think some of the biggest impact is going to be fear. Fear on where your next meal is going to be at. How are you going to survive?
At a town hall on Wednesday, community leaders and residents gathered to talk about food insecurity and ways to help the families that are in need.
Oklahoma's appointed state superintendent is putting a stop to the plan for Bibles to be placed in Oklahoma classrooms. It's one of several initiatives launched by former state superintendent Ryan Walters that Lindell Fields says he's reversing. Fields said that his plan includes filing a motion to dismiss an ongoing legal battle over the issue and has no plans to distribute Bibles or a biblical character education curriculum in classrooms. The Oklahoma Supreme Court ordered Fields to determine if the classroom Bible mandate would continue under his leadership. OSDE is reviewing all prior mandates and says the board's top priority is a full budget review. Well, there's a new place in Springdale where seniors can come together, not just to share a meal, but to build community and connection.
5 News reporter Jacob Luthi is live in Springdale with more on this newly opened senior center. Good morning, Jacob.
Yeah, good morning, Emily. Good morning, Tiffany. Look, we hear it all the time, right? Northwest Arkansas is growing. It's going to continue to grow. And in that process, so does the senior population. Now, in speaking with the director of the Springdale Senior Center, she says that they got about 500 visitors every single day coming in and out of their doors. She said their old space just didn't cut it anymore. They were running out of room, and so they decided to expand, and they did so with this new Springdale Senior Center. This footage will show the old Senior Center, which Director Lori Proud says was simply out of space. The previous building was over 70 years old and just 20,000 square feet. Now, thanks to a $14 million bond project, the new facility is twice as large, featuring a fitness room, my personal favorite, the indoor pickleball courts, a library, TV and gaming rooms, a state-of-the-art commercial kitchen, and a hair salon, and a lot more. Proud says that Springdale is leading the way in honoring those who have spent their lives paying taxes to the city, and that the new center provides important health and mental wellness benefits for seniors. She also says the center is one of a kind in the region and sets an example for other communities to follow.
There's nothing that we have ever seen in the region like this. So we are fortunate to live in a city that they care about the seniors, and
the mayor and chief of staff said that this is their give back to the senior population for the taxes that they have paid over the years. So it's a true blessing.
Now, seniors are welcome to come by, come get a tour, come see the building for themselves. They also do daily transport to the Springdale Senior Center for those around the area. And coming up on 5 News This Morning Plus, we're actually going to go inside the building and give you a first-hand look. So stay with us. At 7 a.m. we're going to go inside the building of the Springdale Senior Center. So I look forward to that. Well, I'll go ahead and send it back to you.